candidate in this race who's going to save America, and we're going to get rid of this Biden disaster right away. So it is my honor to call on stage from South Carolina, Governor Henry McMaster, one of the best governors in the country. Come on up, Henry. We'll be there in 3 weeks. So we're going to be there in 3 weeks. So you know what I'm doing? I'm kissing ass. I'm kissing ass. Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evett. She's fantastic. Pamela. Attorney General Alan Wilson. Just won a very big case, by the way. Big case, Alan. South Carolina House Speaker Merle Smith. Love that name. South Carolina Treasurer Curtis Loftus. Thank you very much. Thank you, Curtis. Congressman Joe Wilson. Do you remember Joe Wilson? Do you remember? You're lying, he said. You're lying. Because that's a believer. He's great. That made him very popular, actually. It caused a little turmoil, but it made him very popular. He's great. Congressman William Timmons. William, thank you. And a friend of mine, an incredible political figure. He's really taken politics by storm, Congressman Russell Fry. Hey, Russell, I'm going to ask you, if you would, wherever the hell you are, to say a couple of words, and then a couple of others, and we're going to get this done real quick. But we have to be really good to South Carolina because we have to win big. We're only up in the last poll by 60 points, 6-0. That's pretty good. She was the governor, and we're up by 60. So, Russell, why don't you start? Go ahead. Thank you, Russell.
Hello, New Hampshire. How we doing? Man, Joe Biden heard that from his basement in Delaware, I think. That was so loud. It is an honor to be here in New Hampshire. I got to tell you, the first time that I ever stood on stage with President Trump was 2 years ago in South Carolina. It was 20 degrees. That was pretty cold. Not like New Hampshire cold, but cold. And what was amazing to me is we stood there and thousands of people, much like today, came out to support Donald Trump again for President of the United States. Are y'all ready for Donald Trump? So my name is Russell Fry, Congressman from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Who's ever been to Myrtle Beach? Who wants to go to Myrtle Beach right now? All right. So I came all the way to New Hampshire because I have one question, actually two. Is this Nikki Haley country? Or is this Donald Trump country? That right there is the power of the America First movement, and there are so many South Carolinians here. We could be in our home state. It's a little bit warmer right now, but we chose to come up to New Hampshire for a reason. There's a reason why President Trump in South Carolina, in the Governor Haley's former state, well, she has 14 endorsements compared to Donald Trump's 100. So, do we want somebody who's controlled by the big donors and the Wall Street special interests? Or do we want someone who fights every single day for hardworking Americans? Do we want somebody who flip-flops on every position? Or do we want somebody like Donald Trump who keeps his word? And this is interesting because we've lived it in South Carolina, but do we want somebody who caves to the Chinese Communist Party, gives them land and calls them a friend? Or do we want somebody like Donald Trump who they fear? And lastly, do we want somebody who's soft on immigration? Or do we want somebody who can secure the border, build the wall, and bring back our rule of law? Well, Mr. President, I think the choice is pretty clear with this crowd. They want Donald Trump back in the White House. So you got a task ahead of you. Tuesday's a big day. And like the president just said, if somebody's sick, if it's too cold, look, Iowa just voted in record numbers. Despite 3 feet of snow or whatever it was, we get a dusting in South Carolina and the whole state shuts down. So it is so important to get out there and vote, because it is time for us to fight for this man like he has fought for us. Are y'all ready for that challenge? We need a leader who can turn this country around. President Trump has done it once, and I know that he can do it again. So on Tuesday, let's take that next step. The next step to retire the mumbling, bumbling, mentally deluded occupant of the White House out and put this man back in as the 47th President of the United States. Thank you.
Way to go, New Hampshire! Are we coming out for Trump on Tuesday or what? Are we going to take 10, 15 people to the voting booths with us? Are we going to do that? We need to do that because we have an open border. I'm here today not just because I'm the Lieutenant Governor of South Carolina, because I have believed in President Trump since 2015. President Trump made our country safer and everybody prospered. Now our borders are open. We need to bring him back. Do we need to bring him back? Bring him back. If we want our borders closed, we need to do what? Bring him back. If we want to become energy independent again, what are we going to do? If we want to make sure that we take care of our veterans, our seniors, and our law enforcement, what are we going to do? You know, everybody likes to talk about Donald Trump's policies and they want to take credit for them. But when this man was born, God broke the mold. And you cannot have President Trump policies without President Trump. Thank you so much, New Hampshire. Let's close this on Tuesday.
Hello, New Hampshire. I love your motto, live free or die. Do we feel like we've been living free for the last 4 years? Well, there's a way we can fix that, and that is to elect Donald Trump as the next president of the United States. My name is Merle Smith. I'm the Speaker of the South Carolina House. I served with Nikki Haley in the General Assembly. I held a fundraiser for her when she ran for governor at my home. But I can tell you right now, I, as well as a majority of my colleagues in the leadership of the South Carolina House of Representatives and members, are supporting Donald Trump. And let me tell you why. Because this man created one of the most robust economies in our lifetime 4 years ago. He is someone that does not need on-the-job training. He is someone that knows how to make this country great again. And so I would ask you for one thing. You are in a unique position. You are in a sacred position right now, because Tuesday you can come out and vote and have Donald Trump win this primary overwhelming and send a message to the Republican Party in this state. And I tell you this, if you do that and you win by a big margin here, we'll finish the job in South Carolina. So thank you. God bless you. Vote Donald Trump.
All right, y'all. I'm the last one of us that's going to speak. I'll be very brief. Y'all know what the plural of y'all is? All y'all. Well, I want to tell all y'all why we all are here. I don't know if you noticed, but all the statewide elected officials in South Carolina, we call them constitutional officers, are for Trump. Except one, she's a rookie and she'll figure it out before long. Our 2 U.S. senators and the vast majority of the people of South Carolina want Donald Trump. So that's why we are here. We are here for one reason. We're here for one reason. You've heard those great philosophers, the Spice Girls. Tell us what you want, what you really, really want. Well, that's what we're here to do, to tell you what we in South Carolina want, what we really, really want. And there he is, right there. I got more. He's short. All right, I got 4 short reasons. We want Donald Trump. Why? To protect our borders, return the illegals, and build a wall. That's reason number 1. Reason number 2, get the woke out of our military and put the fight back in. Reason number 3 or 4, put common sense conservatives judges in the courts to restore the rule of law and the Constitution. And finally, to tell our enemies abroad that America is standing back up and it's time for them to sit back down. New Hampshire is for Trump. South Carolina is too. We'll see you at the finish line.
Well, thank you very much, South Carolina Governor. Thank you very much. Very popular group of people, I'll tell you. They've done a